Good morning to each of you, wherever you might find yourselves today. Hopefully safe and calm and watching this world go round and round. I'm Tommy Rosen, and I'm here in southern India and have had ample opportunity to reflect upon what's going on right now. I wanted to share some of those reflections with you. In the weeks following September 11th, 2001, I remember thinking this could be a real turning point. This incredible horror, this tragedy, this pain could be a real turning point for our country and our society. Out of this unbelievable challenge and the perpetration of this very destructive and terrible act, there's something to be gained. There's something to be learned. As a person in recovery from addiction, particularly in the 12-step model, I've been trained the hard way to try to identify my side of the street. When I feel a resentment or some hurt has been done, or I feel something happened to me, I've been trained to explore it, analyze it, and to try to understand what my part in it was. And so in those weeks after 9/11, I thought, this is an opportunity, a huge opportunity, to understand how we may have contributed to this situation. At that time, nobody wanted to hear that argument. Nobody wanted to hear that argument. Everybody was angry and hurt, rightfully so, but too angry and too hurt, too scared to look, to learn. And so we did what the lower mind does. The lower mind. The lower mind reacts violently. Retribution, vengeance. I remember our president, George W. Bush, at the time going on television and saying to the nations of the world, you're either with us or you're a terrorist. I think those were the exact words, or you're either with us or you're against us. Those were the exact words. And when I saw that, I recognized that this opportunity that I had been thinking about was gone. We were going to go to war. We would spend $1 trillion. We would experience weapons of mass destruction and previously, and that was the last incarnation of this thing. And now we had another reason. Now we had another reason to go after it, to go after someone, to blame, to exact vengeance upon. Later on in 2008, we would have, a near collapse of our economic system around the housing market. It's another incredibly painful thing, another opportunity for pause, to reflect, to learn what we could, to ask ourselves the hard question, how have we contributed to this? How have we contributed to this situation? What actions did we take which later put us in a position to be hurt? What's our part in this? And so there was a huge opportunity right there, 2008, to learn the lessons of greed, to learn about risk, to change our behavior, to bring about a real shift in the way that we live. And instead of taking advantage of that opportunity, the wealthiest among us, and the people who were running the banks and the people who were playing in that game, decided to take an incredible amount of money for themselves, and then to place the blame for the whole thing on the system, the very same system that they're a part of and that they were working very hard to perpetuate. Of course, who had to pay for it? Everybody else. Now we have the coronavirus. Another opportunity for a correction. This virus is nothing if it's not a correction. Even the stock markets call it a correction. Huge opportunity right now. Look at what it's making us do. It's making us slow down. It's literally stopping us in our tracks. It's forcing us into solidarity. It's forcing us into union, even in our separateness. It's forcing us into isolation. Solitude would be a better word. It's forcing us into reflection and contemplation. That's its purpose. Some would say, oh, the purpose of the virus is to perpetuate itself. I don't believe that. We are being made to look at something, and that something is our own behavior. And just like the addict who continues in self-destruction and in destruction of everything around them, will be given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to really learn the lesson that Mother Nature, the universe, God, Providence, Great Spirit, higher power is trying to show us. That we must slow down. That our systems are broken and we don't want to save them. People talk about saving the world. I heard Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith. Reverend Michael said, why would you want to save the world? It's broken. Let's build a new world. Let's build a better world. Let's serve the emerging paradigm. These were his words. Let's serve the emerging paradigm. Or we can go through this, not learn the lessons of this important time, and revisit this again some point in the future. This is a wake-up call. We all feel it. We all know it. We're gonna get through this for sure. And the quicker that we do the things we know we must do in this time, social distancing and hygiene and taking care of ourselves, we'll get through this correction. Some people are going to die, and that is awful. And that's painful for their families who are left behind. And it's particularly painful to us because the people who are dying are our elderly, or are immune compromised, or children. And these are some of the most important parts of our society. And the virus is also showing us something there. So in this time when we are trying to survive, trying not to spread this virus, let's prepare ourselves not to treat this entire thing as if it was just a happenstance thing. Let's prepare ourselves not to return to business as usual. Let's really look at what's working and what's not working in our world. and let's serve the emerging paradigm. If we go through this and we just return back to the way things were, we will not have learned this lesson. And surely we're going to have to face this or something else like it again. Or we could use this as our point of delineation. As a society, we were this way before coronavirus taught us what it needed to teach us, and then we were this way after. We have an unbelievable opportunity here. And I am not diminishing the pain of this moment for people who are losing their jobs, people who are concerned about how to just get through financially. I'm aware of all of that, and I don't have immediate answers, but I can say this. We will pull it together and we will get through it together, because we always do. We will help you. We will come together and we will do our best to buoy everybody. That's what a republic is all about. My prayer for us all is, may we get through this time as quickly as possible. May the least amount of suffering take place. May the least amount of death take place. If you're unfortunate enough to get this virus, may you recover as quickly as possible. And may we see our freedoms of movement return to us. And my biggest prayer, when our freedoms are returned to us, may we not return to thinking that this was just a virus, just something we had to get through, and we can continue our behavior just the same way it's been. May this be a rallying moment for change. Health system, education system, monetary system, political system, the way we communicate, the way we are as individuals. It's all going to have to start with admitting that we've had a problem, that we've had a part in our problem, and really understanding what our part is. It'll continue with reconciliation, and it will continue with an amends process of cleaning up the damage that we've caused and setting the ship right. And then it will continue from there with service to humanity. Truly, the idea of a common wealth can come out of this, but not on top of the systems the way they currently run. We've seen enough. We know it doesn't work. So I'm praying to all the powers that be. May this be a rallying point for change. Sending love to you, peace to you, Satnam, Namaste, and be safe. Be together in our solitude. Be in solidarity. Much love. We'll connect again soon.